goes here, that goes here, that goes there. Oh, shake, 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 shake. Let's go. Everything is tethered and caught up. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hump day. No. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello. That's a tiger. That's my character, Evo. And today, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint this tiger. I rarely paint animals. I've done some quick sketches and stuff like that on my cat, my awesome cats, my dog. Can I pet that dog? But today I thought it'd be kind of cool. I've had this idea forever of a young Ifo. My character goes through a lot of stuff very early in her age, and I thought this would be kind of a cool way to show how strong and badass she is. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me set up. But welcome. Say what's up when you arrive. Let me know how you're doing. And the first thing I'm going to do while we do that, I'm going to add I'm going to add some burnt sienna acrylic for my underpainting. I've been doing that a lot lately on all my paintings. I love how warm it is. I love this color. Very neutral, warm color to me. Very pleasant to the eyes, and I like the way the colors builds up on it, especially cooler colors. These are some other paintings based on my own characters, on my own story that I'm writing and building up on. This is Kelbray. He is the steward of the land of Zorn, where these people are based. These are his kin, his nephew, Enix, his niece, Aoife. She is older than he. She is who I'm going to be painting here. But yeah, so I've been doing these hero portraits. Hero portraits, not necessarily hero as in their character. Heroes in the term of how much effort I'm putting into these. I'm making, I guess, blown up trading cards. There's no other way for me to describe it. But yeah, so these are just kind of like placemats for me as I've gone from writing the story to now fleshing out my characters. And I am basically bringing to life what I feel the characters look like and feel like. So as long as they remain true when I put them up, as I start writing my story, as I start going into sequential art, I can keep them in mind. It's a really cool way for me to think and just to get my characters out there. Sometimes I just need a visual reference, and that's what I'm doing. I have to paint him, so we might actually start painting him a little bit today as we wait for the acrylic to dry. Why am I doing that? Because I still have this palette of colors. I use this palette to paint Aoife, the female. And I used the same colors to paint the uncle. So I think I can keep some of these same colors. I don't want to lose that white. I think a lot of the flesh tones up here is kind of gone. I mean, it's possible that I'm just romanticizing being able to use these. I might just chuck them. So why don't we do that together also? All right, enough blabbing. I like this one though. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, I use clear gesso with a smooth texture. So there's kind of a shininess on where there is no paint. You can see it here. See how shiny that hair is? Because I haven't painted it. I like the way it looks with the acrylic wash underneath, but I will be painting them. But to me, it looks good enough to keep that way, which is why I haven't. These don't have to be 100% completed for me to appreciate them. I just need them to be done, if that makes sense to you. All right. So this is kind of fun actually, because it is basically a shot, a prequel shot of my character Efo. Tragically, her parents get Disneyed early on in the story, and there's a time jump. And in that time jump of 10 years, she has to unfortunately grow up fairly quickly. So here we go. Bravery test. The wash is always the bravery test here. One, because there's no turning back. Repainting. One of my favorite parts about doing the washes is that not only does it help change the temperature of the piece, it's also step one of my painting process. Caleb, good morning, sir. I'm doing good, man. ¿Qué pasa? How you doing? How you doing? Just doing a little bit of underpainting. The benefit of this is that it dries up pretty quick. So this is an idea I had, not necessarily with the tiger, but I've always had this idea, and I've drawn. I got an old drawing of it. My daughter was my model at the time when she was about that age, and I have these swords in my house, so I had to do a couple of poses with the sword. Took some pictures, and then I wanted it to have her like taming a dragon or having a dragon as a pet. Very similar in composition, but I think in that one she may have been on the right hand side, or left. If I can find it, I'll share it. All right. I was thinking I might add, because I do this sometimes where I'll go add a bit more of the color and tone it in places to keep my shading intact. So let me see. Meaning there's some places on the tiger and on the character where it's already in my mind in shadow and in light. So let's do that while I have this. Like tiger here is gonna be a bit darker. Don't get it twisted. I am using reference. I'm using several references. The cat, as you can tell, is not very anatomically correct. We really don't need it to be. I just wanted to feel, man. I've been reading and going through a lot of my Savage Sword of Conan collection. And I'm like, I don't know how to draw a horse. And then I'll read a panel that has a whole gaggle of horses. And I'm like, I have to stop saying I can't. I have to keep the adage of I currently am unable to draw or paint these animals, but it doesn't mean that I never will. in this world there are saber-toothed tigers, and I think the only thing that separates this world from ours is its medieval edge to it. And some of the animals are going to be larger than life, but not necessarily magical or that type of stuff. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? The world changes, things change. And like Rocky said, if I can change, then you can change. Everybody can change. She's in shadow. I don't know if I normally paint so early. Sometimes I think you get a feel for it. I feel a little bit stiff sometimes in the morning. So I don't know if this is going to be trial or benefit. This was going to be a test for me, one, because I didn't put so much detail on her. It's very, how can I put it? Figurative? I don't know if that's the word either. Very loose. So, I'm going to test my eyes and see if I can build. Nah, man, I enjoy coffee too much, my bud, to be wasting it on my art. So, negative. It's just acrylic. Burnt sienna. There was a person in chat. This was months ago, in one of my coffee and lead. He was like, he was trying to encourage me to. Why don't you use a little bit of the coffee? And I'm like, no, man. Coffee is the sweet nectar of life, man. I'm not using that for this. In 1 second, the tunes are falling apart. Yeah, man. It goes in the body. Every time I see artwork or people that do that, I'm always like, is that like that must be trash coffee. That must be like Folgers or something, because I am not putting my Pilon, I'm not putting my Bustelo on my paper. I wonder if I could just create an arena here. Alright, I think that's it for that. Clean this up for a hot second. The benefit of being in this dry room is that everything dries pretty quickly, so. And as soon as I started recording, it got dry. Not only did it get dry, it got super warm in here. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. That's gonna dry fairly quickly. We're not gonna miss it. But in the meantime, before I refresh my palette, I wonder if I can do a quick layer here. I keep changing the gain on this mic, and I don't know if I can hear anything or not. All right, that's loud. All right. So I think I do want to replace this eventually. So I don't know if I even want to use it here. But gouache is so versatile. It may look dry there. But I got a feeling that I might be pressing my luck. But maybe I can use some of this for maybe his color scheme. I want to keep them all in a very similar color scheme, very warm, before I start doing stuff for the other characters, the other characters in my story, especially their rival village, which will probably be a little bit cooler. De Montoya. Good morning, man. How you doing? Let me see. Yeah, that should be fine. And they all have a very similar color scheme anyway. Now I'm just going to start muddying stuff up. This isn't what I'll be painting today. I just wanted to throw some color on it. Mo dark. Yeah, man, somebody said that when I finished it, and now I can't unsee it either. Well, it ain't too bad. But I assure you that his arc is not the same as Anakin's. A little watercolor by Macron. How you doing? How are you? Good to see you. Just flinging the paint. Toy says, I got a little time to kill before I get to work on my art. That's cool, bro. Do you, I'm gonna sound like a tool here. Do you show any art online? Do I not follow you? Am I a terrible friend? Do I not support your channel? What have I done? I don't have enough dark colors on this palette. So that's the thing. I didn't want to keep adding to this palette, but seeing how I gotta give him a little respect. I don't think I'll do the face. I think these colors are too muddy to get a good balance of color. So I'm just gonna use what I have here to maybe do the outside, the peripheral stuff here. And I don't want to lose my lines, which I'm already going over. Monty, you are a comic creator also? Share, man, share. Will you be posting on the gram? Am I not following you on the gram? No, it can't be right. I'm a terrible person. I'll change that. So if you see me closing now my wet palette here, this thing, guys, on the vertical, I turned my fan on because it's got really warm. So although this does a fantastic job keeping my paints moist, in fact, these are the same, besides the black that I've added, has been the same paint that has been here since last week, Friday, I think. I need more green. You working on a comic? That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm in the, I kind of like in the in-between, the rush, the rush of writing it, finishing it, and I am currently, what I'm doing for these paintings, these are my hero paintings, and that is a visual Bible, a visual portraits or visual just kind of interpretations of what I'm trying to portray in my story. And what they're going to look like. So these are kind of like my Marvel playing cards of the 90s. Yeah, Monty's legit. Good dude. Always I see him supporting other artists. He's a good dude. One thing that I've been really amazed and grateful is the amount of community that I've seen. From creators. It really is cool to see. And this weird feeling of knowing someone without ever meeting them because they're ever present in a good way. You guys know what I'm talking about. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't have any more blues. I'm gonna try to mimic, just not as dark or heavy, her background, that very dark blue. So I'm gonna use a bit more lighter blue on these. some amazing people in this art bubble, and it continues to grow. And I feel like it continues to grow in the right way. I don't know what that means, but there's a ton of unfortunately contrarian people and artists that are low-key inner trolls that don't stick around too long. I think positive energy is what's the word I'm looking for? Expels them. They're like vampires to positive energy. They just kind of hiss at it and leave. Eventually they leave, or but the ones that remain, the ones that have that positivity inside, boy here is an archer. So this is supposed to be a strap. I gotta make sure I don't lose that detail. And I love how varied everything is. All the different art styles. Because I can steal from them. No, I'm just kidding. Trying to be quick here, only because I want to paint that tiger. I wish I had flesh tone on my palette a bit more so I can, but I'm glad I don't, because then I would not stop painting. But I'll have them ready for this afternoon's workshop. Nice. The community grows. All right. I think this just needs a bit of contrast. Can't abandon him like that, right? No, too much. Doo-doo-doop. Tema, will you be working on anything today? Yeah, I think I'll go on around 10 and letter the piece I have on my community post today. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'll try to check it out. I'm gonna be doing a 2-piece this one, and I'll probably be on in the afternoon again. But like I did the last time, I have you in the background. Give you that support. All right. I appreciate you, bud. I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. I was supposed to be recording here on my phone. Let me see. I'll do it right now. I swear. Maybe, maybe not. How embarrassing. Boom, I just fixed that. So I wasn't following you on Insta. I believe I'm following you here. Open. The Montoya. Isn't that what McBain yells in The Simpsons? Wow, I'm terrible. I just subscribed to you on the YouTubes as well. Doing the speed inking? Oh, I'm gonna have to start. And speed painting? Digital stuff? You do all digital, Monty? Hot dang. That's cool. Maybe I'll bother you one day to do a collab. Collab! If you're interested, of course. No coercion. Alright, I'm going to set this aside. I think that's not a bad start for our homie. Man, I can't unsee young Anakin there. He got the face. Even the younglings. Right? Yeah, I hear you, man. Alright. Set that aside. Let's try not to make a mess here. You guys can see this stuff. You do traditional and digital. Okay. I'm going to do a deep dive on your channel. And start... I've seen it before. I've seen the stuff. I'm wondering why. YouTube be weird like that, though. There's a lot of white paint there. I'm going to try to save it. That's that. Move my stuff out the way. Don't mind me, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves. That's what this is about. It's not just a workshop, it's a shop talk. Community hotspot. I gotta add some black lines. It gets lost in some of this. We won't be needing you. Here's where I create a mess. So when I first started using this of your paper rolling up, and it gets super saturated, and bam, of your paper rolling up, and it gets super saturated, and bam, you don't have to chase it. All right, what are we doing here? Looking for a palette knife. This one. See if I can salvage this. Monty, you thought doing your comic digitally was going to be faster? It's never really the case, is it? think once you get a groove, brother, I think you'll get it. I think it's the beginning part, and then that's slow going because you don't have all the assets, right? You don't have everything that's kind of like hotkeyed in. But you'll get it. I believe in you. Once you get the hotkeys in there ready, once you get certain things that suit you, either pens or ink, ink. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. What's up, Omer, on the vertical side? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man? How you been feeling? Lately, when I jump on your to view your stuff, man. This is what we're working on today. A little theater, theater action. I believe you believe in me. I believe in you too, brother. Which one is it? Is it that one for the tiger? Yeah, you gotta get the hotkeys, man, when you start working on digital. And even still, I understand, buddy. That's why when I used to do digital, it was so hard. And thinking back at it, it was so archaic the way I did it. It's very much the way I do traditional now, the hard way. I wish I would have kept up on it. And an Ashcan on Mitch's Discord. I need to start. I have Discord accounts. I never get in there. I never get in there. What am I doing? I'm gonna zoom in here. The vid, man, that sucks, bro. I have a feeling that on the dual stream, they're not catching any of this. Well, they're gonna have to jump. That's awesome. As long as you're getting better, that's what's important, my homie. Thanks, man. I kind of I don't do animals as much or at all. So I thought it was time, and it goes with kind of like this story, my character's origins, or there's a time jump from the intro to my story to when the story actually starts, and that time jump is very mysterious in a way, so because we don't know what happens, and I never really thought of what would happen. I just thought it'd be cool to have a time jump, but now I've fallen in love with these characters, and I want to see them go through some stuff, and I want to see them succeed, and I want to see them, go through all of these things. And I was like, that would be a really cool shot. So, I'm just moving my my window so I can see right. Straighten up and fly right. Getting all my references in on Pinterest in order. Because I did not freehand that tiger. It's several different images for color and just for the look, and just picked what I thought would help me or made it easy for me. So, and it's got to be it's difficult, man, when you start going through Pinterest, because there's like we've already had this conversation about how high the percentage of not real art is in there. So you do a lot of scrolling, but a part of you got to say, who cares? I just need the picture. I just need the color. And everything is it looks so good. You don't know what's real or not anymore. And I don't have the time to scrutinize everything. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Eventually we're all gonna get called out one way or another, right? He uses reference. He uses the grid. He uses that. He uses squirrel hair. He said it was synthetic. All right. For the colors, burnt sienna, oranges, yellows, whites. I'm going to use some blues in there, some grays, a little bit of everything. That's why burnt sienna and vermilion has become my favorite colors, man. And mid yellow. Ooh, I'm finally running out. Putting in these things, putting to work. Your chat is mean. Dance, monkey, dance. I hear you, man. Get my blues in there. I don't know if I'm going to be using these blues very much. But you never know. I like to mix them up into my grays. Just for some variety. And white. All right. That's the palette. Ultramarine, primary blue, black, medium yellow, vermilion, burnt sienna, white. And this is where it's like, where do you even start? I'm going to start, I think, with the contrast stuff. Using a little white with a little bit of yellow. That Spider-Man was amazing. No spoilers. Very well done, I think. It's too much. the white on my palette. What? Yeah, you gotta say what? What? Yeah. Black, brown, blues, yellow, and what? I know that the instinct to fight when painting animals with fur or feathers is to paint fur and feather. I'm thinking that I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to just to put match the color where they are. I said it like a southern preacher. Well, dude, but did I tell you that? Did you when I went to the Comic Con here in Jacksonville, I met Dean Haspiel, and homie said that I sounded like he said, without calling me a redneck, he said I sounded kind of like a redneck. But it's very kind of like, where'd you get that from? He said I sounded like someone that would hang people and then play the banjo while they were swinging. And I was so beside it, like, what? What is happening right now? Yeah, that happened. I was like, bro, I'm Puerto Rican from Boston. Where are you getting? No, I got a friend that's Puerto Rican. You don't sound like him either. I'm like, okay. Okay. Yeah, that meet and greet ended pretty quickly. What the frick? Isn't that like freaking wild? Like, what just happened here? I'm breaking my own rules. I'm feathering his hair in here, the hair of this tiger, and I don't want to do that. Problem is that if it looks good, your boy's gonna do it. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'll be here all day. We are going to use a bigger brush. Yeah, can you guys? Yeah. So that happened. So yeah, if I had pearls on that day, I would have been clutching them. Yeah, Monty, I would too. I second that only because the internet will spoil the movie for you because they don't care. Internet peoples don't care. The ending explained this, that, and the other. So Omer, that's the nicest, meanest thing anybody's ever said to me. You know what? That reminds me of what I used to say to people. You're special, just like everybody else. Doogie said, "You sound like you just generic American." Bunch of meanies, man. No Wednesday meanie action? That's okay. I love y'all. I'm gonna mix a green here. Only because I want some warmth in the shadows. Shadows. I'm gonna need a bigger brush. Is that right, Monty? You read the scripts before. It doesn't change when you watch it, or does it go, I see how they. I wouldn't have said that line that way. Can I pet that dog? I love it though. I can hear a little ethnic Spanish in there. I can't tell specifically. What laying? But I can hear it. I didn't mean it in a mean way. You don't sound like a southern hick to you. Nah, man. It's all gravy. You could only imagine. I never felt like English was my second language. It was always my first. I always went to school with it first, and then I learned Spanish from my family. So I could only imagine the type of broken Spanish, I could say, that I have. So it's very slangied, very broken, but it is what it is. But I know hillbilly. I didn't know what he was going at. Anyway, it hurt me. But I'm not sensitive about any of that stuff. It just took me so far back. So, what can you do? What can you do? People say the wildest things. Instead of kids say the craziest things, people grown ups say the wildest things. You know what I was watching last night, just randomly? I don't know how it entered my feed. Do you guys remember when Artie Lang went on Joe Buck's show on HBO? Joe Buck had a HBO talk show. And on the first episode, it had Jason Sudeikis. It had Paul Rudd and Artie Lang. And I don't know what was up with Artie. Maybe he was high as a kite. Maybe. The way he was acting, kind of like, I think he may have been. It wouldn't be an insult to think that way, considering his history. But his intentions were, that is what I question. So when a person unfiltered, that's all I thought of. Which is what made me think of that dude today. Randomly. But I'm over it, I promise. So dry in here. It's eating up my paint. You never heard of it? Yeah, I think it only lasted one episode, that episode, and then it got swiftly canceled. It's really uncomfortable. I've only seen bits and pieces of that happen. So Artie gets on there and he just immediately just starts, just I guess roasting or just heckling the show and how it's just gonna be terrible and all that stuff. It's just a bad look all around. And you can, I guess, early on, you kind of like not sure what's happening, and then as it continues, you can tell that Artie was there just to ruin it. I think. At the time, he was on Howard Stern, so it could have been even mandated. You know how they would do pranks. And it was early internet. Before even people gave a crap about going viral, it was early internet. I don't know, man. People are wild. People say the craziest things, like, as you say. All right. I am going to get some of this, the stripes in here. But I'm going to use a dull color because I can go over it in black. So, mix my blues, mix my burnt sienna, a smidge of black. It's kind of a dull, very dull brownish color here. I just need a placeholder for the stripes. I've been doing this a lot to give my blacks a bit more depth, the shadows or the dark colors a bit more depth. And when I start doing other layers of oranges and yellows, I can mix it in with this based shadow color. Anyway, so yeah, Spider-Man's great. We're actually gonna go watch The Odyssey. Oh no, Sunday. Little date night. Hold on, let me go back. What a blessing to hablo español. I can speak enough to deliver a baby at work, but I'm not super conversational. And I'm sure I'm laughed at a lot at work by my Spanish speaking peeps. I think Spanish more than, I don't even know if I should even say that, more than any other language, I think Spanish people appreciate when people try to learn and speak Spanish. And I think one thing that's true about Spanish people, if we know you are trying to learn a bit of Spanish, they don't hold back. They don't slow down. They'll talk to you in full blown conversational Spanish, and you go, ¿qué? Suavecito, por favor. Because we believe in that trial by fire. Looking pretty good, sir. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, one thing that I have been really emphasizing on my studies and stuff like that is stop trying to get the details in so early. Imply the details, and then work on them later. Let it materialize. I've been watching a lot of portrait and landscape shows. Oh yeah, and you agree? You agree? Yeah, we do, man. We have family members that aren't natural-born Spanish speakers, but when we see that effort, yeah, we might joke and clown pronunciation, but never the effort. Also, Spanish people would have no problem correcting you either. In fact, they quite enjoy it. But it really is amazing. In my family, there are members of my family that don't speak fluent English, but they understand it 100%. So I can talk to some aunts and some uncles in English, and they will respond in Spanish. And that to me is amazing, that their brain is translating so quickly. But it happens so natural that you don't get amazed anymore. When I think about it, I go, wow. In the process, no, we're just having a conversation about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, Oh yeah. Isn't Spanish the second or third most spoken language in the world? Yeah, I think so. I think so. And then Tama says, "Yep, I see that all the time," and I'm like, "Un poquito español, señora." Yeah, man. I'm working on hard. I'm flying rather than fully rendering. Details is good and makes the art really interesting. Yes. Yes. And for someone who, like myself, who Spent years trying to be literal with my line work and stuff like that. It has been a different change. And I admire people like what's that dude's name? Blaise, Andy Blaise. I think I'm getting two people's names crossed up. He used to be an animator for Disney. He's an amazing artist, and the way he does animals is beautiful. But in terms of painting, I am trying to be a little bit less a mix of impression and literal. Stop it right there. I think that's not bad as a good beginning. I missed this one. You know how ignorant I am, Monty, that I'm like, with a name like Montoya, you gotta learn Spanish? But that's a me problem. Don't learn it from a Spanish person, Monty, because all we're gonna do is teach you cuss words. Oh, the like really, really good stuck in traffic cuss words. So don't get it from us. Get like a, and I guess you can't even get Rosetta Stone. Is that right? Is Rosetta Stone like AI? I think I heard that somewhere. And be careful how much white I have. So I was saying that earlier. I've had this white paint has been in my wet palette for a little close to a week now. So it's really almost broken down, very fluid like and not jelly like. So I have to be careful when I mix it with my other colors because it will overwhelm it and really affect the pigment on it. My dad didn't speak it to so my mom never taught me. Oh, you know what though? I'm gonna say this because that happens a little bit more often than not. My kids aren't fluid in Spanish because of that. That exactly. I'm so comfortable speaking English that when my kids were growing up and their school said that we should pick one, a dominant language, because our kids were having a hard time, my twins were, which I thought was BS, but we complied and we kind of like, so I feel you, bro. Some of us, first generation born Americans. I don't even know how to even say that because my family's were all born in Puerto Rico, and I'm my gen. Me and my sisters, and some of my cousins are first gen state born. I don't even know what the heck. The fact that I have to kind of like say that when it was never the case. But anyway, we're so comfortable speaking English that I kind of set my kids up in the same way. So, but they understand it. They just don't speak it all as much as we do. But we've been trying to change that more and more lately. Yeah, brother, and soap operas, Spanish soap operas are amazing. And they don't last very long. You get a tight story, the twin brother comes out from the dead, and we're done. We're game over. We continue. I wonder, you know what? I'm going to keep painting this tiger. Oh no, my coffee's cold. I do not dig cold coffee. When you was a kid growing up in New York City, we spent a lot of time in Puerto Rico. Don't know why this matters, but well, it matters to me because New York is the capital of Puerto Rico. So, absolutely. Aye, that's a good base. Not technically, but it is. It is to, in reality, if you ask a Puerto Rican, the capital of Puerto Rico is New York City. I may have pooped that hand. Let me see if I can save it. There, I said it. No, you're right. They're not doing that as much anymore. Oh, thank you, Timma. Thanks. I have to be careful. I think now that the first layer is down, and the next layers get thicker, I think it's going to be. That's really where the challenge is going to be. Like I have a pretty good base, and it could only get ruined from here. But we shall see. Well, I think I'll watch all the gang movies out there with subtitles on to learn some phrases. Oh yeah, there you go. There are a ton of really good ones, but they're all based in LA. So Spanish is Spanish, mostly. You get a little blood in, blood out. You get a little what's the American meat? Meatloaf, dude. I used to, you know how many times they would say that to me, bro. My sister-in-law would. Stop. No, I'm not. Give me some chon chon. Shit, it's hilarious. Which one? Blood in, blood out? There was a great artist in there. Too bad he was on drugs. I think, right? Is that why they disowned him? Because he would. I think so. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. Trying to add a little bit of this yellow and orange. Good idea. Cartels. Yeah, we saw that. Which is true, dude. This country, unfortunately, at the moment, really is doing a heck of a job of fear mongering to the masses. That's unfortunate. And doing a lot of besmirching of races and just it's just all bananas. It really is something else. Anyway, Thomas says that's the shite part of art. You get the great start and then spend all your time trying not to ruin it. Yes, yes. But we gotta keep going. I've been saying you learn a lot more from mistakes than you would the successes. I think sometimes the successes can be they get washed over in the memory, which is why I think most artists, myself included, I'll remember a mistake far longer than a success. I think with success we try to. I think with success is the emotion is fleeting. Yay! How can I get? And then it just, well, how am I going to do that again? I think with mistakes, it sticks with you a little bit more. The experience does. You go, no, I did it that way. I don't know what I'm talking about. Omer agrees. The painting has to go through the poop stage, usually right before you finish. I've seen it happen. I've seen it go great, poop. Let's say the artist was a drug addict, if I remember that. And did he clean up? He cleans up at the end, I think. Them drugs be ruining everything. Yes, they do. And then yes, it is all about the spreading of fear. Yeah. And then they kind of mix up cautiousness with fear. Something I mentioned on Monday about fear. It has nothing to do with that, more to do with an artist, but it still holds true even as we're talking about it, how, and that's why they use it, because fear creates limitations. As an artist, it creates limitations on what we're doing and how we feel like we can do it. But in society, it limits who you speak to and how you treat them. Misguided fear sucks. I'm digging that rough shot look. So, but my God is not a God of fear. He's a God of understanding. Just take a moment to try to understand the situation. If it's bad, you dip. You dip, and you don't have to go back. Get some light up there. Usually only the artist. Alright, let me go back here in this thing. We talking about spreading fear. Usually the artist knows what the mistakes are. Everyone else thinks it's all on purpose. Yes, artist interpretation. Almost says the cartels are bad and they do exist, but you have to go out of your way to find them. They will rarely mess with Americans who stay in tourist places and in daytime. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that at home. But you're absolutely right. Don't go where you're not supposed to. Dang. Get off path and into the night, you will find evil. Fear creates division, hate, and anger, and we all hate that which we do not understand, to quote Professor Xavier. Get off the path anywhere in life, you'll find evil. I'm doing some scripture writing for my painting, and that statement really fit in perfectly, Omer. Oh yeah. Yep. Now it's turned into a sermon. Fear leads to hate, hate leads to anger, anger leads to suffering. Yeah, man. You gotta unlearn what you have learned. I don't know how detailed I'm gonna do this. There's a dude. I'm terrible with names. So there's always a dude or a dudette or an artist online. He does animals paintings. Amazing paintings. Using acrylic. And it's so good. He tried to do something. He was trying to use gouache at one point, and it surprised him because he was using it a bit differently. I can't tell, really. I can't tell if I'm using it right, wrong, or indifferent. You will find a way to make anything work for you, period. I want to get rid of those lines here to really emphasize light. One thing also I've been trying to change in the way I paint is letting the brush strokes appear. Oh, sweetheart, thank you. I think the next piece I'm gonna do for my hero series here is finally I'm gonna paint the antagonist. Oh, two versions of the antagonist. The titular Ghost of Arlon. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Get all the exciting characters out the way. Sweetums, yeah, man. Man, I had such a terrible dream, yo. I really, where my dog got hurt, like really bad. I smothered him this morning. He's usually very warm in the morning when he greets us throughout the day. My little homie loves us. But he was looking at me today like, Pops, relax. Thanks. Those are the worst, man. Bro, you're not lying. Oh. Whew. Needed it, man. Just gonna darken up some of this brown. I think I'm gonna keep this kind of cartoonish. I don't know if that's cartoonish, but not too realistic. I may not put too much detail in there because I want these to look like almost like storytelling bits. Almost tales of the past. You know what I'm talking about? Fairy tale-esque. Oh yeah, he looked at me like, get off. Get off me, Pops. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was terrible. And it's like, I hate the subconscious sometimes because you go, where is this coming from? Why would you do this to me, subconscious? Why are you doing this to me? But you know what's weird? The thing is that I knew it wasn't. It didn't. I knew it wasn't real. I knew I was dreaming about it, but it's too much. Eh, it's just the feeling. One thing that I can't get used to, I know I keep going back and forth with gouache, is how it it darks dry lighter, and lighter colors dry darker. So it's always like an experiment in patience. I'm wondering, oh man, did I just go too far on that? And then you wait a bit and be, oh, okay, we good. I mean, I know you could keep adding layers, but one thing also I've been doing, so, and this is more about painting in general, adding colors that are from the opposite side of the spectrum. No color theory action. Using blues, but I'm going to throw in a little bit of yellows a bit later. Maybe even some greens inside here. I've noticed that in flesh tones, it makes it look a bit more realistic. Because it feels kind of like a reflective light, refractive light. I like my coffee cold. Yet another thing wrong with me. Yeah, Monty. No. I cannot do cold coffee. Unless it's intended, unless it was purchased cold. If I buy a cold coffee, which is rare, I'd rather drink hot chocolate, which I don't. I mean, I'd rather drink cold chocolate, chocolate milk. If I have a hot cup of Joe and it even starts getting a little bit, not tepid, but warm, I'm chugging it. Once it gets cold, game over. No me gusta. Dang, that's hot. But I'll put this here. Yes, green with yellow. Ooh, I know what you just did. I know what you just did, Monty. But I'm not listening to you, man. You drink cold coffee. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, cold coffee when it's intended. That's it. Nightmare sock. Yes, my poor dog, man. And he's suffering from allergies, so we've been doting over him and hitting him up with the Bennies, the Benadryls, boop, 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 making sure he doesn't itch. It's nothing terrible. It's worse to have a dog that goes and loves being outside and then it's allergic to something. I think he's pooping on an anthill, and the ants are making him pay for it. All right, let me see if I can. Sorry, guys. We are a multi-camera establishment here. I'm trying to do shorts. I'm trying to record for the gram, taking pictures. You guys know we are our own production company here. You gotta do everything. Everything. Where were we? Sad dog. Coffee. Wintertime. Drink it warm. Tiger head looking amaze balls. Tanks. Yeah, I know, not too shabby. I don't like that gesso because it leaves a shiny look to this thing. You guys maybe not see it. Maybe later on when I show it, you'll be able to see some of the dark. You see, I don't know. Keep moving it, making it worse. What do I need? The eyes. Some black. Pink in there. Kinda. Yellow teethus. Pink nose. Dude. Monty thinks I should be painting Cringer instead. I would love to paint Cringer. He looks so cool with his battle mask. I might. Oh man, I think on Friday, me and Ginger Bear. I know he's busy working on his stuff, but I think we started joking around about doing a collaboration, and he threw up two names which I thought were hilarious: Rainbow Bright and She-Ra. And I was like, ooh, She-Ra. And I think I'm gonna do She-Ra. But I had two ideas. One of them is just gonna be epic Valkyrie She-Ra, only because I have Valkyrie in my mind with these, or it was going to be He-Man wearing She-Ra's outfit. I'm not sure. Two, my little girl dog has horrible allergies. It's a real expensive nightmare finding the cure. Prayers for your pup to be less itchy very soon. Yeah, it wasn't like that when we moved here. We've been here 3-4 years now, and I don't know where it's coming from, where it happened, but it was worse. It's gotten better. I think now what he's doing is just out of habit. I think he's doing it out of habit. He'll get into his paws because his paws don't smell, so it's not like a yeastiness in the paws. Here we go, parents. So it's not that, but he did have some redness in his belly, and we had to get a tree down. There was a few palm trees in my yard that had some fungus, and they could have lasted forever, but I've never seen this on palm trees, not that I'm an expert, but they're why can't I speak? The bark? No, the trunk. Imagine that. This is what the tree trunk would look like. It was very thin, a ball of growth, and then the rest of the palm tree. And I'm like, I can't sleep. So we knocked it down. And once we did, the ants were pissed, and they came alive. And I think he's been pooping there. And I think they paid him back. Yeah, it could be the diet. It could be anything. We've been pretty strict with him. We don't feed him scraps. We don't feed him from the table. Which I'm sure he hates. So, what's this here? I want some spontaneity on these. It's something. Pets are something. Like a deaf cat. She must be asleep. She's usually singing to us right now. Yeah, so he used to go in on his paws. Now he actually looks kind of cute about it. Like he would just put his paw in his mouth without chewing. Looks like he's sucking his thumb. And we've taken him to the vet, and they haven't said anything, or they're the ones that told us, yeah, you can get him a Benadryl. Well, okay. I gotta paint his eye. Did you guys see? Oh my god, yeah. uh, she's awesome. I still love my cat. She has so much energy, and we know that she's old. She had a partner that passed away last year. That was 15 years old, 16 also. So we've been, holding our breath. But this girl, she reminds me of Blanche from the Golden Girls. I'm gonna use that color for the grass. We need to start working on our tifas. Yeah, so he might think that, but he was into his paws before the trees came down. So it's kind of like been evolving this crap with him, and but he seems okay today. For now. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna leave. I love the Golden Girls. But yeah, her name is Broadway. That's why she sings, and we don't mind. We mind because she sings in the middle of the night. She might be going a little bit senile. I think she forgets that people are here. Yeah, I'm digging this. You guys want to see this from a different light? Sometimes, let me see. Wow. Yeah, she might be a little senile. She'll forget she's with people. Well, where is it? Let's see if I can show you guys the rest of this piece. Dang, how much did I cut off here? Okay. Also, I got a new toy here for you guys, for you artists in here. I hate erasing or leaving the eraser guts on my paper or brushing them onto the floor like I used to with my big old brush. This one here. Now, this new fandangled tabletop vacuum. Wow. 16 bucks. All right, what am I doing here? Let me stop this. Really, I think we're just adding more and more layers. I want to paint this. What's going to be cool is that she's going to have a lot more warmer colors, so it's going to be, at least there's going to be a balance there. So I cannot wait. Can I scooch this? The scooching. Did I show you guys a little gift my son gave me? Of mini toolbox for my art stuff. Not even all my art stuff. Couple of shells here. Ooh, some contraband. No, I'm kidding. This is what I use to refill my ink. We got any ideas? But that does look suspect sitting there. Let me just put that back here. I know a guy. My pencils. Is there an Amazon affiliate link for that desk vacuum? No, man. No. I can get one though. I'll hook you up. Hook you up. Ow, ow. I think that might be coming soon. I think I might be hitting the 3,000 hour thresh mark soon. Soon. Everything is soon. So hopefully all that stuff will come to fruition. And that still looks good. Bap. Yeah, he got this from Harbor Freight. So I'm like, give me those. He wasn't trying to. He was. I earwigged him to get it for me. He was like, oh, there's this new thing coming. This pretty cool toolbox. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, it'd be really cool if he gave me one of those. Like, I know you're talking about it for yourself, but if he was a cool son, I'd really appreciate it. I'm just trying to create a shadow note for his tongue. A little bit of vermilion, some white, a little black, and some primary blue. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely right. I'm thinking of YouTube's stuff. Early on, when I was trying to do, believe me, when I was going through my my phase of trying to make money off of my art, and shirts came into play, and I was going to design shirts, and I was doing art prints and stuff like that. I was trying to create a store where I could sell my stuff. And they were like, nah, we good. I'm like, how you know me we good when you guys approve everybody? I want to make sure. I am like really fighting not to do growling. But it's something that I do when I'm drawing or painting. If there's a dude grimacing, I'm grimacing, or if he's growling, I'm growling. For the cats. There, did it. Got it out of my system. It's gonna be black there. Yeah, they said no. No. And I think that once you get rejected, you have to wait a while. And then I'm like, you know what? Go kick rocks. Go kick rocks. But yeah, I'll do that, the affiliate. I should. It's gonna be white highlights, but I'm gonna add this right now. Do it on camera. Do it. Do it. Who is the artist? Is it Andy? I don't think it's Andy Blaze. That's somebody else. Disney artist? Aaron Blaze. That's the guy. If you guys want to see someone draw amazing animals, cartoonish and realistic, Aaron Blaze. That's the guy's name. I'm gonna do the eye. 2 hours in here. I think that might be good for now. It's 12 o'clock. I should go eat some lunch. I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna let the music play me out. I'm gonna clean up a little bit around myself. I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are. I will be back in a couple of hours, maybe around 3:30, 4 o'clock. To finish this, add some background, or I might just hold off on the tiger and start working on the little girl here, our champion. I think that's what we're gonna do. Or maybe we'll continue. We're still feeling that fire. Oh, I like the eyes. I like the way it's coming out. Not too shabby. Yes. What's the time difference right now? It is 12 o'clock right now. What time is it for you? I have to remember this. Is it 10 o'clock right now? But yes, let me know. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys for hanging out on today's Wednesday workshop. This is Arts at the Round Table. That's a tiger. That is Ifo. My name is Mello. God bless you. I love you, mean it. And until next time, I will draw you later. Bye. I'll see you soon. Bye.